Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Call Haloyim La, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Mekakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of TMS. Shalom to the elect. This is this is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. And it reads, Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth and him that returneth. Right. So it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. That word perpetual, right? What does that mean? It means, it says forever, always, continuous. It says existence, everlasting, indefinite, eternity, right? So Esau has an eternal hatred. There's something like they have something called perpetual motion on a watch, which means it continuously like just goes around and around and around. Doesn't stop. That's basically the hatred that Esau has for his brother Jacob. And why is that? Well, when you go into Genesis, the 27th chapter, right? You read about the birthright, and then we'll jump straight to it. Let me see. That's a goodie. Well, I'll start. All right. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start at. All right. All right, we're gonna get to. I'm gonna start at Salaki. I'm trying to find a good place. Pass as soon as Isaac made it. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll start at 30. Let people serve thee, the nations bow. All right. This is Genesis 27:30. It says, and it came to pass as soon. And I'm just starting up a little bit so I could give you like a kind of the little back, I guess, a little whatever. Just give you a little look into how it went down instead of just going straight to the precept. So it says, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. All right, so basically, right, this goes into that blessing, man. This is basically telling you why Esau has that perpetual hatred for Jacob, his brother. So Isaac, he was basically old age, he was blind, and he was, the Lord was about to take him up out of here. So before he did that, before he died, he said, he told Esau, his favorite son, he's like, look, I'm gonna go out, go fetch some venison, go hunt the venison and go cook it up, and then come back. And then when you make me my meal, I'm gonna bless you. This is where the blessings come in at, right? And then Rebecca, hearing that, through the spirit, she basically told Jacob to dress up as Esau. She chefed up the venison for Esau. I mean, not for Esau, for Isaac. You know what I mean? And then had Jacob impersonate Esau to receive that blessing, because through the spirit though, Rebecca was told that the older shall serve the younger. You know what I mean? And Esau have I loved. Well, let me see. No, Salakia. No way. Jacob have I loved. Esau have I hated. Salakia. That was crazy. Let me get that. Right. Romans 9 and 13. Well, all right. So I'm going to go. See, I'm going to just jump around a little bit. So I will read from verse 10. It says, and not only this, but when Rebekah also have conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, It says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah according to the election might stand not of works but of him that calleth. It is said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right? Because what did Rebecca do? She went to see why, if because she was blessed to be pregnant, right? And she's like, yo, so if this is a blessing, then why the hell is this? Why is so much rumbling going on? Why are they fighting? Because it was two nations. It was two nations. It was Esau and Jacob. These are two different nations that are fighting within the womb. But once they got out, that's why. So now the Lord basically, fast forward, the Lord basically, I mean, not the Lord, but she was told that, so she always knew that. So now fast forward, where we at? Where we at? Salakia, I'm very exceedingly. Right, so we have verse 31. And he also, so now, yeah, we get to that point, right? So now Rebecca told Jacob to do that, whatever. She did it. Now Jacob just now get up out of there. He just got blessed. And now Esau coming in now. It says, and this is verse 31, and he also had meat savory and brought it unto his father and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat his son's venison that thy soul may bless me. Right? So he's like, yeah, I got the food, Dad. Like, eat it. I mean, enjoy it, so now you can bless me. It's like waiting for your gift. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, who art thou? Like, who are you? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. Again, you got to remember that Isaac was blind, so he couldn't see. It says, and Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me, and have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yeah, and he shall be blessed. That's a main part, because when you read it in the NLT, it says, at the end, I'll just read the end, it says, and yes, that blessing must stand with what is that, an exclamation point. Like, that has to happen. Like, it's too late. Like, it ain't no, what's it called? Like, give backs or something like that. I used to call it that, no take backs, right? So it was up. Like, once Jacob got that blessing, it was over. It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. Right? Jacob, Yaiquar, which means supplanter, he finessed his way. He finessed into the situation. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob or Yaiquar? He have supplanted me these two times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taken away my blessing. Right? So, because before, he was cooking, and Esau being hungry, he gave his birthright away to eat. Esau gave his birthright away to Jacob for a fucking plate of porridge, basically. He didn't value it. So Jacob, knowing what it's worth, he basically finessed, like, nah, I got you, but give me that birthright though. Esau not knowing that, and not valuing it, and he gave it up because he was just thinking of the at that moment. So he got supplanted twice. It says he took away my birthright, and behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved the blessing for me? Like, damn, is there anything left for me? You know what I mean? And he says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord of all his brethren, and I have given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Like, what is it left to give you? Like, I done gave him everything. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou one blessing? My father, bless me, even me. So he's begging for a blessing. I'm going to jump to 39, because I don't want to get, it says, and Isaac the father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Right? So this is the hatred. Like, damn, You know what I'm saying? He got the fatness of the earth. That's why you see that's why you see these Edomites now, like they living it up because they got the fatness of the earth, you know. And he said what? It said the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right. So he's like, I'm mourning my pops now because he out of here. But after that, it's up, man. I'm on his ass forever, and that's how it's been ever since, man. Esau has always been on Jacob's. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you know, and then we read a little bit more. It's been times where he was kind of like more laid back about it, but it was still always that hatred was always there. Why? Because of those blessings, because of the blessings that Jacob supplanted him twice. And when it says the fatness of the earth, that's how we know that that's talking about the so-called white man, right? And when you go to Job 9, and then I'll jump back into Ezekiel 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? We know that that's talking about the iconoclasm and things of that. But the main part was the earth is given. Well, not the main part. What the point I wanted to get was the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Right. Because what the scripture just said was that Esau will be given the fatness of the earth, man. The riches of the earth. So that's his portion, so to speak. Back in Ezekiel, right, and it says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, man. Let me get Amos 1:11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Right. So that, he has that wrath forever. He never let up off the gas, man. He never, I'm saying, he never let that shit go away. It lingered, man. It lingered in him from generation to generation, even to this very day. To this very day. That's my guy. What's his name? What's the boxing? Wilder. Right. Let me get Obadiah 1. It's Obadiah 1. Obadiah in verse 10. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? Because y'all did a lot, man. Y'all furthered the affliction, so to speak, man. Well, not so to speak, y'all literally did. I'll get that in a second. Let me get James 2. Right, in 13 it says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Right. So you're not gonna have, Esau's not gonna be, he's not gonna be given any mercy. Why? Because we just read that he hasn't given any mercy, man. He pursued without pity. Right? Is that what it said? I don't wanna butcher it. Yeah, I forgot which one I just read, but yeah, that was in Amos, Salakia. Right, it says, I read it in the NLT. This is what the Lord says: the people of Edom have sinned again and again, and I will not let them go unpunished. They chased down their relatives, the Israelites, with swords, showing them no mercy. Right, in their rage, they slashed them continually and were unrelenting in their anger. Right, but it says he kept his wrath forever. So he just kept going, man. He kept going, and it said he showed no mercy. And did cast off all pity. Like, he cast off all pity. He didn't even think like, God, I'm doing a lot right now. They got the message. No, he keeps going, and that's why the Lord got to actually take him out, man, because he's doing the most. Zechariah 1:15, it reads, I am very so displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Right. And I'm reading NLT against this, but I am very angry with the other nations that are now enjoying peace and security, which is all these other nations other than Israel, man. If you're not an Israelite, you are enjoying this, right? You know, those heathen nations, starting with Amalek, Esau, you know, they're enjoying the fruits of this kingdom right here, man. Like I said, they show the fatness of the earth. They're enjoying that. It says, I was only a little angry with my people, but the nations afflicted harm on them far beyond my intentions. Right? And they did, man. The Lord, you know, he used Esau as a whooping stick, right? Get us in order, like to make us feel it, but he didn't intend, well, you know what I mean? Esau took it too far. These other nations took it too far. They want me, and they started getting into the, you know, the homosexual shit. They started, turning men into. I'm saying that all that shit was wicked, man. They gotta go for that, because the Lord is not with none of that. You know what I mean? The Lord is a, you know what I mean? He's basically a strong, terrible power, but ultimately he's not gonna be with like the gay shit and all of that, man. He's not with that. So the fact that they did all of that, they emasculated men. You know, they humiliated us, man. The Lord got to deal with them for that. They're gonna have to pay for that. The scriptures say that the wicked shall not be acquitted, man. So Esau is gonna have to pay for all of those things he's done, man. Let me get Jeremiah. (49:12). It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, the Salakia. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." Right? You know, so that's speaking about the Israelites, man. You blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We weren't initially supposed to, like, that wasn't the intention of us. Our intention wasn't to be going through this stuff, but we had to drink of that cup. Why? Because we went off. You know, because of the iniquities and, you know, breaking the law, the idolatry and things of that nature. You know, we had to be punished for that, man. But that wasn't the intention. It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Right? And when you read it in the NLT, it says, and this is what the Lord says, if the innocent must suffer, how much more you? You will not go unpunished. You must drink this cup of judgment, right? You know, so they're gonna have to deal with that too, man. They're not gonna get off on easy street. Again, we always go into that same scripture in Ecclesiastes, and when it says since sentence against an evil work, man, you know, isn't executed speedily. So they believe that they're not gonna get judged, man, or they think that they could just get away with it, man. You know, in Obadiah, it said what, man? Who shall bring me down? That's how they feel, man, because the Lord hasn't judged them yet, and they seem to be having their way. It says, this is Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. The punishments of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." Right? Zion, I mean, Tiziah, going to that word Tiziah one, which means a monument or a memorial. You know, it says, what was that? Verse 32. It says, "He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins." Right? So it says, I read in the NLT, it gives a good example of that. It says, "O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile." Right? So now this is where the story changes. You know, when it goes into that, it goes into Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. This is where the Lord flips the script. It says, "But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed." Meaning, you know, this is where we already out of our punishment. We served our punishment. Now it's Esau's turn to go through what he got to go through, man. You know, ultimately to get shit, man, get punished, and then after that be done away with, man. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee, right? And what who did that, man? Esau, Edom, the white man, man. He did that. So all of these curses and these other nations that helped with that, they're all gonna go into it, man. They all gonna feel it, man. These curses that's upon Jacob, that's been holding Jacob back, that's the same ones that's gonna jump on them, man. Their kids are gonna be getting slain in the streets, man. Their women are gonna be over them. Their women are gonna be disobedient. They gonna be can't get right. You know what I mean? That wicked eye. Because the things that we go through now, not being able to fully get right, not being able to basically practice your heritage in your own home, all of those things, that's gonna fall on them, man. Let me get another one. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14. It says, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah." Right? But it said what? I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people. So like my people Israel, right? So because the Lord is going to give us some powers, the Lord is going to put his anger on us. We're going to be we're going to be robots basically doing the Lord's will, man. So now because what does the scripture say? Paraphrasing it, it says, I'm going to turn fishers into hunters, man. So, right now we're fishers. We fishing for what? For the elect, for the men of the Lord. Once that's locked in, now we become hunters. And who we hunting? We hunting down these other nations. Esau, Edom, man. We hunting them down, man. Ripping them out of them bunkers, them space stations, wherever else they're going to be hiding at. Because that's going to be the vengeance of the Lord. But we're going to be the ones doing it. Basically, well, I'll get that right now. It says we're like his battle axe, with his weapons of war, basically. Jeremiah 51 and 20. It says, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break into pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, right? And so the Lord is going to put that power and that spirit on us, when we're going to be mighty men, man, and we're going to be destroying shit, man. These wicked nations, man. We're going to be doing the Lord's will, And he's going to be automatic. It ain't going to be no emotions involved. It's going to be strictly like that anger that the Lord got on Esau and these other nations. That's what we're going to be, you know what I mean? We're going to be basically putting that out, man. We're going to be destroying them. It says, and and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in peace the chariot and his rider, right? And when you go into that, what is it? I forgot. It's in Revelations. It says what? It was on a red horse, right? With the power to take peace from the earth, right? We gonna destroy that nation. What nation is that? That's the nation of Edom, Esau, man. And I'm gonna jump to 24. It says, and I will render upon Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Right? Basically speaking about the Israelites, man. To Zion, that again, monument or memorial, a remembrance, right? So it says, and I will render upon Babylon and all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done, right? So all of the stuff that they did, they're gonna get in return. I'll get one more because I'll end it off with that. Right, so this is Obadiah 1 and 15. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Right, so all of the stuff you did to us is going to be done to you, but in righteousness. So minus all of the extra sodomy and shit like that, minus all of that shit, everything's righteous judgment, man. Y'all gonna get, man. So we got the right to kill y'all. To separate you from your family. You know, to do a lot of shit, but not nothing like wicked though. You know what I mean? Everything in righteousness. So with that, I want to say, Call Haloyim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Until next time, Shalom.